Guys, Sin here. Since the first the first Castle with the Winds game was so short, I figured I might as well do the second one. Part 2, the Thrancer's Bane, who is your grandfather, if you remember, I believe. Let's check out the overview. Yep, same thing. Story so far. It's a lot of reading. My throat's pretty sore. So why am I doing this? I don't know, I'm bored. Okay, I think this is the same stuff from the beginning, or from the first game. So I think I'll read the rest. Let's see. Okay, yeah, got the box. Whatever task lies ahead. Little did you expect what form that task might take. As your 18th birthday approached, you returned home one day to find your godparents dead and your farm burned. After burying the charred remains of your adopted family, you searched the smoldering ruins of the farm, only to find that the amulet was missing. The only clues you found as to the identity of the attackers were giant humanoid footprints leading off towards the mountains. And thus began your odyssey of vengeance as you sought to discover the identity of your family's murders and avenge their death. You began to You began by exploring the abandoned mines in the hills to the north of your village, where the trail of footprints led. After you reached the bottom of the mine, you found that it had been largely abandoned by the marauders, who had returned to the fortress north of the village by Bjarnarhaven. You headed back to the hamlet to decide your next move, only to discover that the entire hamlet had been torched by the marauders as they left the area. At this point, you realized that the attacks must have been aimed at you, for no one else in the area was a likely target for such extreme reprisals. Your list of deaths to avenge growing, you headed west towards Bjarnarhaven, and using that as a base, began to explore the fortress located to the north. This task was far more difficult, for the adversaries were tougher, and there were less wealth you could gather to equip yourself with. Still, in the end, you prevailed and discovered the lair of... damn it. Of the hill giant at the bottom of the fortress. After you slew him and his ogre guards, you found the amulet your father left for you in his possession, and feeling yourself worthy at last, activated it. The result was more than you expected, to say the least. The amulet raised the shade of your long-dead father, who spoke to you of your past, your present, and your future. You, it seems, were the last surviving heir of your grandfather, ruler of the Castle of the Winds. He had been overthrown just after your birth by Dread Surtur, the demon lord of fiery Muspelheim, whose designs on the realm of Midgard were a danger to all humanity. Your father charged you with the task of reclaiming the castle from the evil forces that hold it, and with defeating the schemes of Surtur, who, from his base in the castle, was slowly spreading his influence across the land. As the image of your father faded, he told you to activate the amulet a second time, and it would take you to the town of Crossroads, not far from the castle. Let's see, is that it? Let's go back. Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Now we can start a new game, like before. As you can see, we have, more experience, I suppose, to distribute. Or we can load our old game. Ta-da! As you activate the amulet a second time, you feel it begin to glow once more with occult power. The aura surrounds you, but this time the feeling is different. You look at the amulet in your hands and realize that your body is becoming transparent, as if losing contact with the material plane. As the world about you fades, you get a sense of weightlessness followed by massive acceleration, as if you were covering hundreds of leagues in but an instant. You feel the blood pounding in your veins as the sensation of speed stops as suddenly as it began. Your head spins for a moment, and when you regain your balance, you find your body is solid once more. You open your eyes and find yourself in the middle of a small city. To the west is the central keep of the city. To the east you see an avenue of shops. To the south you see fountains and the familiar shape of the Temple of Odin. You turn about, taking a moment to orient yourself, until at last you look to the north. You gasp in awe as you see at last the massive ruins of the Castle of the Winds, where where the shade of your grandfather awaits your arrival. But first you think maybe you should stop in at the and yeah, that's right. Stop in and speak to the Jarl. He may be able to help you. Here we go. As you attempt to enter the keep, a burly guard stops you and demands your identity. You briefly consider concocting some story, but decide to tell the truth. I am the old king's grandchild, and I would like to speak to the Jarl. His face goes red as the guard bursts out laughing. Huh, another one! Sorry, youngster, but the Jarl doesn't have time to talk to every pretender to the throne. He's busy enough trying to handle the creatures that sneak out and kidnap peasants. Do something about them, and maybe he'll talk to you. Annoyed and frustrated, you turn and leave, but you know you'll come back soon and make him eat his words. Damn. Gate is closed. Well, here we are. This is the second game of Castle of the Winds, where we actually get to go to Castle of the Winds. And why is that activated? Oh, okay. That is the Jarl's compound. And as you can see, right-clicking is like an automatic examine, which it wasn't. It didn't do that in the first game. At least not in town. Large fountain. It has the same the same things. Expensive looking mansion. Here's your bank. First Bank of Crossroads. I still have all my stuff. I still have all my stats. And red still does not look 18. Oh, we have a different sage this time. Geirmund. Building. A building. A building. A building. Yes. That ruined, burned out husk of an area looks like a building. Olaf's junk shop again. He must have, like, a monopoly on the junk shops. Weapon shop. House of Magic. Ah, I got some in my eye. Ah, that stings. House of Armor. 5 and 10. Oh, the 5 and dime. Yeah, okay. Alchemy shop. Magic Emporium. Armor shop, or weapon shop. General store. Armor shop. Scroll and potion. So we have a large array of stores to choose from. Ooh. Excuse me. Yeah, I guess I'll buy that. Oh, you know what? Let's see if they have anything else better to buy before I start buying scrolls. Ooh, wow. That's really nice. Oops. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, yes, these permanently um, alter your stats. So these are very useful potions. Ta-da! Yay! A different type of belt there. A wand quiver belt. Which I guess instead of like potions and scrolls, as you can see in the utility belt, maybe they have wand slots. I don't think I've ever bought one. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the shops. Let's buy a scroll to detect monsters. And no, that's pretty much it. Farmland. You feel a chill run down your spine as you pass under the archway. A mystical barrier. A wooden table. A carrion creeper. I don't think there are any secrets in this level since it's level 0. But better to be safe than sorry. Aha! You see a shadowy figure on a throne who motions to you to come closer. It's your grandfather. The shade of your grandfather speaks to you. At last, my child, thou hast come to avenge me. For 18 long years have I awaited thy coming. Thy father has told thee some of our family's doom, how I rue the day I listened to Loki's words. A helm of great power he promised me, one that would make the wind and storm do my bidding. Little did he mention that the helm was stolen, ay, my child, from the treasure room of mighty Thor himself. Nor did he mention that Surtur, the demon lord of fiery Muspelheim, coveted the helm for himself and would league with the giants against me. Soon after I received the helm, and long before I had mastered its use, an army of giants invaded this, our mountain home. They came from the mountains around us, and even from the caverns below, hill giants, rough as the mountain wilds, stone giants, strong as the rocks they are named for, frost giants, children of the ancient Ymir, and the fire giants, those closest to Surtur himself. They came, led by their kings, and with them came devils from Muspelheim. Even now they roam the lower depths, so beware their might. Oh my god. For a day and a night the battle raged, and many heroes fell before the onslaught of Surtur's hellspawned minions. At last we could hold out no longer, and the final barricades were breached. The last few survivors gathered here in the throne room to await their doom. Some despaired and took their own lives rather than submit to the whims of the victors, but most prepared to fight to the last. A troop of fire giants marched into this great hall, followed by two of the Abyss Devils that served as Surtur's captains. Yeah, Abyss Devils suck. Then the hall became brighter, as if a small sun were moving up the corridor towards us, and a glowing figure wielding a flaming sword entered. It was dread Surtur himself who approached my throne and demanded the Helm of Storms. I cursed his name and declared that while he might take my life and the helm as well, one of my line would return to banish him from Midgard. And so it was, for he slew me with his sword of fire, took the helm, and doomed me to roam Midgard as a spirit for as long as he remained. Many are the challenges that face thee, ere thou recoverest. Recoverest? I don't think that's right, but whatever. Recoverest the helm of storms and returns it to Thor. Returnest it. But recover it thou must, lest the evil of Surtur and his giant minions gains a permanent hold on Midgard, and Ragnarok comes early. I have removed the wall of force that blocks entry to the dungeon. Go now and avenge the wrongs done thy family. The shade of the king speaks again. I see thou hast not yet been successful in thy quest. I must warn thee that time is of the essence. I can sense a mighty force tampering with the elements, and I fear that Surtur has finally begun to master the helm. Every day that Surtur is given, he will gain more power over the wind and weather. If left too long, he will gain mastery of lightning and storm, as well as his power over fire, and will be close to invincible. Only thou canst prevent Surtur from ruling all of Midgard. Return to thy quest, and may the Aesir shield thee from harm. Yeah, great, thanks, dude. The shade ignores you. Fuck you, Grandpa. As you can see, the barrier has now been lifted, and we can now go downstairs. Actually, you know what? Where am I saving? Okay, I don't really want to save under Castle 1. Let's save here. Okay, good. Oh, a thief! Right off the bat! Oh, this is gonna be a good game. So, here we are. It's still pretty much the same game, but a lot tougher, with a lot more variety in enemies, a much larger dungeon, and the conclusion to the somewhat lacking plot. Aha. No, you didn't run into it this time, Brad. Good job. I think it's still on easy. Yeah, it's still on easy. Because I still suck. Oh. Yeah, good job. Excuse me. Oh, a whole bunch of trapdoors. Oh, a ghost already? Oh, a cube! Oh, it didn't kill me this time. Oh, my. really need a bigger pack. But I'm not really strong enough to have a large chest yet. Is this a room? No. Oops. That's a room. Transmogrify monster. That will be handy. You know what? I can get rid of this stupid thing. Just customize the spell menu. Oh, we have ball lightning. That's right. Alright, now let's save before we decide to brave disarming these traps. Oh, that's one. Oh, wow. Yeah. If I didn't have the Boots of Levitation, I would have fallen down I don't know how many floors. A good chance more than one. Stop coughing. Oh, that's a hill giant. Fuck. But that's alright, we have ball lightning. I'm interrupted by what? There's like nothing here. Oh! Dragons. The youngest are the easiest. Ancient dragons are the most difficult. Um, Green dragons spit poison. Fuck you, Manti. But dragons are pretty much the reason why those resist element amulets are there. And the spells, which is why the spells have a picture of a dragon on them. Go figure. Whoa! Freaking snake pit. Oh, that's probably where the trapdoors would have led me from the floor above to this snake pit. A berserker. Certainly are a lot of broken things in this floor. Excuse me. Well, if we're lucky, we can find like a book of remove curse, which I might be able to remove. What? Okay, I guess I must have pushed the button twice. But we can find a book of remove curse. Some of that maybe I can uncurse those items and sell them. But I'm not going to select that spell as my next level up spell because there are just